The following is a list of 5 of the most notoriously haunted lighthouses in Massachusetts. Number 1. Baker's Island Light Station. The twin lighthouses at Baker's Island Light Station in Salem, Massachusetts were constructed in 1798 and added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1976. They are said to be haunted by a mischievous ghost who blares the station's foghorn late at night. Some locals believe that hearing the foghorn on a clear day or night is the apparition's way of warning sailors of a coming storm or disaster, though many disregard these claims as being nothing more than urban legends. Despite United States Coast Guard technicians examining the Baker's Island Light Station a number of times over the years, inspectors have yet to find any explanation for the phantom foghorn. Number 2. Bird Island Lighthouse. Bird Island Lighthouse in Marion, Massachusetts was constructed in 1819 and added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1987. It is believed to be haunted by the ghost of a woman named Sarah Moore, whose husband, William, served as the lighthouse's first keeper. According to legend, Sarah was shot and killed by William with a rifle and buried in an unmarked grave on the island. However, others claim she was ill and died of tuberculosis. Since her death, lightkeepers and others visiting the Bird Island Light Station report encountering the ghost of a woman wearing clothing from a bygone era, believed to be the late Sarah Moore. Number 3. Minot's Ledge Lighthouse. Minot's Ledge is a rocky coastal area located 1 mile off the coast of Scituate, Massachusetts, where it's estimated that dozens of ships have been wrecked by the jagged rocks and coral which lie unseen just below the water's surface. In 1850, the first lighthouse was constructed at Minot's Ledge, which consisted of 9 metal support beams leading up to a large metal cylinder where its keeper resided. Less than 1 year later, in April of 1851, the newly constructed lighthouse was washed out to sea by a raging storm that killed both watchmen on duty. One of the watchers, Joseph Antone, was found washed ashore 2 days later in the nearby town of Hull, and the other, Joseph Wilson, was found on a nearby shoreline where it's believed he survived the storm but later died of hypothermia. Since their deaths, sailors passing Minot's Ledge Lighthouse report witnessing the apparitions of 2 men who appear to signal desperately for help before mysteriously vanishing. Others report hearing the sounds of disembodied screams and encountering the foggy apparitions of former sailors whose ships once met their demise at Minot's Ledge. In 1855, work began on a new light station, which was designed to withstand far greater storms than the one that had destroyed the original Minot's Ledge lighthouse. Construction was completed in 1860 with a 40-foot base of solid granite weighing thousands of tons to hold the new structure in place. Minot's Ledge Lighthouse was added to the National Register of Historic Places in June of 1987, and although the light was automated in 1947, many still report witnessing the silhouettes of two men standing watch. Number 4. Plymouth Light Station. Sometimes also referred to as the Gurnet Light, Plymouth Light Station in Plymouth, Massachusetts was first established in 1768 to guide mariners traveling through Plymouth Harbor. It was rebuilt in 1803 after the original wooden lighthouse caught fire, and again in 1843 when the wooden frame of the new structure became too deteriorated from weather exposure. The location is said to be haunted by the ghost of a woman named Hannah Thomas, who served as the lighthouse's keeper between 1776 and 1778 after her husband, John, left to fight for the United States militia during the American Revolutionary War. Another story tells of a young woman named Eunice Burgess who committed suicide at the age of 16 by jumping from a cliff after her father, Joseph, forbid her to marry a local soldier. After her death, the cliff became known as Lover's Rock. Plymouth Light Station was added to the National Register of Historic Places in March of 1977 and is noted as being the oldest surviving wooden lighthouse in the United States. It is still actively used by sailors in navigation. Number 5. The Boston Light. The Boston Light in Hull, Massachusetts was constructed to help sailors traveling through Boston Harbor navigate the hazardous, rocky seas along the Massachusetts coastline. The original light station was constructed in 1716 and was noted as being the first lighthouse ever built in what would later become the United States. It was replaced by the current Boston Light in 1783, which then became the second oldest lighthouse in the United States. The old light station and the surrounding island are said to be haunted by the ghost of the lighthouse's first keeper, George Worthylake, and his family, who were killed when the boat carrying them ashore capsized just off the island's coast. Ever since, lightkeepers and tourists at the Boston Light report hearing the sounds of disembodied voices and whispers, as well as cries for help coming from the nearby ocean. Many also report feeling sudden cold spots or witnessing objects in the lighthouse moving by themselves. Native American folklore even claims the seas around the Boston Light are cursed by a fearsome demon named Hobbamock, who summons great gales to destroy passing ships. The Boston Light was automated in 1998 and still serves as an active lighthouse. That concludes my list of 5 notoriously haunted lighthouses in Massachusetts. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit like and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more creepy videos and other content. To see my full list of folklore tales and haunted locations in your state, check out my website, ghostquest.net, and be sure to check out the link to my new book, The Folklore and Haunted Locations Guide, Massachusetts, available now on Amazon. To see more of my creepy videos, subscribe to my channel and click the thumbnails shown on the screen. Coming soon to your town.